neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? We just gave them their own TV show.
Come on, Wind.
I think I just made Mother Nature my bitch.
One man's trash
This is perfect.
is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers, Sundays at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
You guys, I think she's here. She's here.
Is that her?
No, Valerie said she's driving a Buick.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
I'm outside. Where are you?
I'm right here. I'm in the Buick.
I don't see a Buick.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him.
Wow. This is
Nice.
Now current lessees get a sign and drive lease on this Enclave for around $329 per month when you switch to Buick.
It is a weak man who urges compromise.
The Cadillac 2015 SRX. Lease it from around $339 per month. Visit AutoNation Cadillac and Ed Morse Cadillac Delray.
Monday morning, California in crisis. The historic drought, not just affecting your food, but your fashion as well. We'll have the story starting on Wake Up With Al at AMHQ, Monday morning at 5, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Today, heavy thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 80%. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 73. Chance of rain 80%. Saturday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 89. Here's our 7-day outlook.
As promised, whenever there's new warnings, we're going to bring them to you here on Weather Center Live. 2 separate severe thunderstorms going on right now, both at least partially in Edwards County. This one also going towards Kerr and Real County, right just south of the I-10 corridor. But these storms are generally moving towards I-10, so that's going to be a tough go today. The second storm in Edwards County as well, both producing very large hail. Viv, over to you.
All right, and this storm threat is not going anywhere this weekend because we're talking about still the threat of storms. In fact, some of those storms could produce tornadoes even. Here's a look at the big picture. It moves off to the east now, that upper level low there, but already out ahead of it, we've had rounds of rain and storms over parts of the southeast and the Gulf coastal region. But again, across the heart of the country, tomorrow is where we'll be focusing our attention on more severe weather and even the threat of tornadoes. Where you see the red shading, please be on the lookout. Keep an eye to the sky, so heads up for you. In fact, here's a look at our Torcon, or tornado conditions, on the scale of 0 to 10, with 10, of course, being 100% chance of tornadoes. We have a 3 here in central Oklahoma. That means a 30% chance of tornadoes within a 50-mile radius. Dallas, we are watching you too for the rest of the afternoon thunderstorms, and tomorrow those thunderstorms will be pretty violent, so we'll be watching you, Dallas. Sunday, the better day over the weekend if you're in the Big D. Mostly sunny conditions with temperatures in the low 80s, so very, very nice by Sunday, but we'll have to get through the first half of the weekend in Dallas. Mark?
And Viv, you know, in Fairdale, Illinois, they are still recovering from the EF4 tornado that struck this month. 2 people lost their lives. Others were hurt. Many were left homeless. The First Response Team of America was there just hours after the tornado struck, and the team did what it does best to try to help those in need. Our own Anaritis Rodriguez shows us how that team mobilizes, shows up, and helps a community when they need it the most.
So we just arrived in Fairdale, Illinois. The sun just came up. We're just about to head right into the most effective area right now. There's about 50 structures, possibly 70. Many of them are destroyed. We can see that there's a lot to do here.
With the community's blessing, the first response team of America's Tattaglia and crew used their specialized equipment to help with the search, rescue, and recovery.
A great relief. We were fairly limited. Right out of the gate, it was just mass chaos, and for that stuff to show up and have something to utilize right out of the gate was great.
The destruction here was so significant that to do search and rescue and recovery, you actually have to pick apart the whole home.
It's a delicate balance, carefully using large equipment to gently sift through the debris without disturbing what's underneath, and one these first responders were grateful for.
Helps with resources, more feet on the ground, more stuff getting done quickly by professionals that know what they're doing.
We're here to help this community as much as we can.
Responding by storm, powered by Ram trucks. Guts, Glory, Ram.
I got red dirt stains on my boots and jeans, callous fingers from my guitar strings, wild like the wind in the tall pine trees. I got roots and I got
Lowe's presents how to install a new washing machine with one finger.
Maybe a little more that way.
Nice.
Now get 10% off major appliances $396 and more at Lowe's.
Shop Lowe's for all your spring gardening needs. Plants, tools, and the knowledgeable people who can help you spring into spring.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
According to the U.S. Department of Energy, most homes have air leaks and drafts that waste so much energy, it's like leaving a window open in your home all year long. Don't let another year go by. Call Champion Windows at 844-4CHAMPION. And right now, when you buy 2 rooms of windows, you get the 3rd room free. Plus, Champion now offers no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. So call 844-4CHAMPION today. Because every home needs a champion.
Look! This is the new Asian-inspired broth bowl from Panera Bread. That noise! Panera broth bowl should be slurped with gusto. To explore further, order online or visit your neighborhood Panera Bread.
Are you sending your kids to school with an allergy medicine that may make them drowsy? Only Children's Claritin provides non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief.
And it's the #1 pediatrician-recommended non-drowsy brand.
In class and out, your kids can live Claritin Clear.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
We're different, in case no one noticed. We store fat more easily than men, but surprisingly, we can burn fat better too. Thermodynamic Total Burn is the ultimate fat burner for women. In a clinical trial, ingredients in Total Burn helped people lose an amazing 15% of their body fat, and an incredible 86% of weight lost was pure body fat. That's even better than the best-selling diet product. Get Total Burn today. It's part of Body Lab by Jennifer Lopez.
Hey girl, is it crazy that your soccer trophy is talking to you right now? It kind of is. It's as crazy as you not rolling over your old 401k. Cue the horns. Just harness the confidence it took you to win me and call TD Ameritrade's rollover consultants. They'll help with the hassle by guiding you through the whole process step by step. And they'll even call your old provider. It's easy. Even she could do it.
Whatever, Janet.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. And then it was silent.
This was it.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Today, heavy thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 80%. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 73. Chance of rain 80%. Saturday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 89. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sundays.
One man's trash
Get the work.
is another man's totally awesome beer can space heater.
Hi. Brainstormers. Sundays at 9. Only on the Weather Channel.
Well, being caught outside during severe weather can be scary and extremely dangerous. And if you're in a car, do you stop? Do you keep driving? We're sure a lot goes through your mind, like this driver trying to navigate through hailstones and heavy rain as storms rolled through Texas Thursday. Each situation a little bit different. Unfortunately, you could find yourself in similar situations to that over the next couple of days, so we're here to hopefully keep you off the roads before the storms even get there. Thanks for watching Weather Center Live. I'm Mark Elliott.
And I'm Vivian Brown. Now, Mark, one thing we do know, and that is that our viewers should keep it here to the Weather Channel, because we will make sure that you know what's happening in your area hour by hour, so you're never caught on guard. Here's what's happening right now. As we look at the threat of the severe weather, the Storm Prediction Center has just issued a severe thunderstorm watch. It is effective until 7 o'clock local time. You can see it's just outside of the Dallas area and extends deep in the heart of Texas. So if you live in Central Texas, please keep an eye to the sky, or again, continue to rely on us. Here's Mark with more radars.
You know what, Viv? We've got a lot of messy weather to cover, so let's get right on into it, including what happened yesterday. We're tracking this severe storm setup because it hasn't changed much from where we were yesterday. Look at yesterday's storm reports, over 160 of them, a lot of those being large hail reports, a few tornado reports as well mixed in those red icons. And that's something that we're going to continue to watch today, because our area of low pressure responsible for that severe setup hasn't moved. It's a cutoff low, meaning it's cut off from the jet stream. Nothing's pushing it along. It's just spinning over the four corners, and that's what's helping to kick up these big storms in Texas. Attached to that low, we've got a cold front that's going to be dragging its way on through. We also have a demarcation of the dry air to the west and the very moist air coming up from the Gulf, and that too will act like a mini cold front. Also will kick up some storms as we go through the day. So let's get into the specifics now, because we do have that severe thunderstorm watch that Viv was just telling us. It goes all the way through the evening. Big cities in here, right? We've got San Antonio, we've got San Angelo, almost all the way to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Maybe you'll see a watch later on this afternoon as the storms progress towards the east, because the moisture is certainly flowing on in, and we've got a lot of room up here too where there could be more severe weather later on today. We'll start out with the storms that have gone severe in Texas, just south of the I-10 corridor. Edwards County, both in central portions and extreme northeastern portions of the county, both getting hammered right now with these storms. So this one back towards central Edwards County goes until 1 p.m. local time. The biggest threat with these storms will be the hail. My goodness, hail sizes. You see those yellow colors? That's at least aloft, approaching 2 inches in diameter. It's it's not just the threat of hail and wind. We're also looking at persistent heavy rain today. A flash flood warning continues over San Angelo, and that's Tom Green County, especially for northern portions of the county, where, as you can see, we've had round after round of very heavy rain go through. A little bit further north, we've got these kind of bowing segments of thunderstorms. Chance for some big wind in there, especially when we get some of these cells colliding together. That is one of those things that can really fire up the thunderstorms. Lots of lightning, too. And Viv, every single lightning strike is severe.
Oh, you're absolutely right. So let's talk more about the severe weather threat right in the heart of the country. Again, this is the area that we're watching just north of the Red River. We'll take it all the way into the central parts of Nebraska. So Oklahoma City, you're included here, Wichita, Kansas, Dodge City, and even all the way into the North Platte, Nebraska area. So here is the setup now as we progress deeper into the afternoon hours. Notice how those storms very well could start to fire up. This is the future radar for the most part to give us a clear indication of when and where those storms will start to develop. Just to the west of Tulsa, near the Enid, Oklahoma area, storms expected later overnight tonight in the wee hours of the morning. So Oklahoma City, your specific hour-by-hour forecast for the rest of the day into tonight. And there you see, we talk about the thunderstorms throughout the day. So definitely watching this closely as we go deeper into the evening hours. Now that red zone extends all the way to Mexico, as you can see, including most of Texas, as Mark mentioned. And we're talking about damaging winds, large hailstones, and the locally heavy rain on already saturated grounds. So the thunderstorm timing here, again, a line of storms could start to develop later this afternoon into the evening hours. And we'll be here, of course, watching the radar hour by hour, keeping you updated as the storms move through. So San Antonio, here's your timeline. We think they'll really start to fire maybe within the next couple of hours, and then each hour after that, still looking at the threat of the storminess. And even in the Dallas area, again, right on into the evening hours, Dallas, we will have your radar turned on high gear and monitoring it for you very, very closely. Back to you, Mark.
And Viv, you know, we'll always focus on tornadoes and the winds that they can cause here at the Weather Channel, but people often underestimate the strength of just straight line winds, thunderstorm wind damage. And that's what we're going to talk about here. Picture a kind of a squall line of storms, a whole complex of storms that's moving towards an area, especially what we're going to see today from West Texas. Dry air from out in the desert Southwest gets entrained into that line of storms, mostly aloft in the atmosphere. It will start to evaporate some of the rain that's in the thunderstorm, and that evaporation causes the air around it to cool down. It's called evaporative cooling. So then you have heavier, colder air, because cold air is more dense, kind of plunging its way down towards the ground. The rain actually helps push it even faster down towards the ground, and then it hits the ground and can't keep going down anymore. So it spreads out in the direction that those storms are moving. It keeps some of that forward momentum, and these straight line winds can be strong enough to do significant damage, knocking down objects and pushing debris down in the direction of those storms. And that's the pattern that the National Weather Service observers would look for those winds, Viv.
Well, you know what, Mark? The Northeast might not have to deal with severe storms, but they will close out the week, we think, with rain. Right now, we're looking live at New York City, and you can see kind of the hazy conditions in the area. Again, the clouds on the increase, and we'll be watching the storms mainly in the middle of the country, but they will be slowly trying to push off to the east. So the sprawling storm moves east. That is the big weather headlines for the setup today. Again, into next week, this is what we think will be the overall upper air pattern. Still that deep trough of low pressure across the west, but notice how far north the jet stream goes over the eastern half of the country. Nonetheless, that low level moisture still being pumped in from the Gulf of Mexico. So here we go, going into next week, watching the upper level low as it swings across the southern Great Lakes area and eventually making its way on out to the east. So here we go, Saturday night, focusing our attention on parts of the Midwest and the Central Plains, and then Sunday, slowly but surely pushing off into the Great Lakes area, much of the Ohio Valley, and here we go into Monday, starting off next week. That's when the rain, we think, will get closer to you, New York City, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., all areas in between. So back to the specific forecast for you, Chicago. Today, tomorrow, okay, but then Sunday, that's when the rain develops, and we think it could linger during the morning hours on Monday. Mark?
And a brand new severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued now in North Texas. We've been watching kind of southwest Texas. This one north of I-20, Shackleford and Throckmorton counties. Severe thunderstorm warning until 1:15. And notice that is with one of those cell mergers, those cell collisions. That radar, both storms kind of merging together, creating an even bigger storm. And hail is going to be the biggest threat here. What you're looking at here are the hail tracks that we've observed so far from the Doppler radar system. And that southern part of that line going right through the yellow box of the severe thunderstorm warning, indicating some very large hail. 1 to 2 inch diameter hail not out of the question with this storm. Also some very gusty winds. So hail and wind, the biggest threats with this one. Again, this is just north and east of Abilene. A lot of storms to follow. We'll bring you an update when we come back right after your local on the 8th.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 88. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 73. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 89. Chance of rain 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Some things are not what they appear to be. Other things are exactly what they appear to be. The 306 horsepower Lexus IS 350, as aggressive as it looks.
You know, some people have told me reverse mortgages sound too good to be true. I mean, you get cash out of your home, no monthly payments, and still own your home. There's got to be a catch, right, Jesse? Well, there isn't. It's like any other mortgage, only with a reverse mortgage, the loan's paid back when the last borrower leaves the home. In fact, reverse mortgages are based on a notion that President Reagan signed into law over 25 years ago in order to help seniors remain in their homes. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage with AAG that allows you to turn the equity in your home into tax-free cash. And with AAG, there are never any credit score requirements.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation.
AAG can help you pay off credit card debt, eliminate monthly mortgage payments, and provide some real retirement security.
Call 1-800-661-0312 today to get your free AAG reverse mortgage information kit and bonus DVD.
In the kits, you'll receive a helpful 3-part guide. The first will show you how a government-insured reverse mortgage allows you to access the equity in your home as tax-free cash. 500,000 people have already done it. The second booklet contains stories told by people just like you who've had their lives changed forever using a reverse mortgage. And the third guide is full of helpful answers and information for children and loved ones.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free.
There's simply an effective way for folks just like you to get the cash you need to enjoy your retirement.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free. Call 1-800-661-0312 now.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
You've probably seen images of animal abuse before. And if you're anything like me, you might have wanted to turn away. Because the thought of an innocent animal being harmed is very painful to see, and it's even harder to believe. But the images of animal cruelty are real, and they are undeniable. Behind every one of these images are the eyes of a living and breathing, suffering animal. They're depending on us to rescue them. If we turn away, they lose all hope. This is why I'm asking you to join me in helping these animals right now. Please visit this website or call the number on your screen right now and join the ASPCA with your $18 monthly donation. It's only 60 cents a day. Your donation will help animals immediately, giving them medical attention, food, and loving care. Sign up now. We will send you the photo of an animal you're helping and this ASPCA t-shirt free with our thanks. The more I learn about animal abuse, the more I realize we cannot pretend that it's not happening. And if we all do our part to help, we can save the lives of so many animals who are hurting. Please go online or call now.
They say everything's bigger in Texas, as are their severe thunderstorm watches. Almost the entire state from top to bottom covered up in this severe thunderstorm watch. Goes until 7 o'clock. San Antonio, Austin, up through San Angelo, just outside Dallas, all included in this one severe thunderstorm watch. And it's all along this line of storms. Out ahead of the cold front, we've had storms firing up. And by far and away, the biggest threat within these storms, hail, at least so far. We could have tornadoes later on today, but this is one of the newest watches north of I-20, Shackelford and Throckmorton counties. Severe thunderstorm watch until 1:15. Huge hail with this storm. This storm continues to grow, and the hail reports continue to grow along with it. Down towards the south, we've had flooding rains in San Angelo. You know, when tornadoes do develop, it can be hard to look away, but they're not just awe-inspiring. They can be extremely dangerous, if not deadly. Let's go to severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes, who shows us all of this in a dramatic demonstration.
It's amazing to see some of the things that a tornado can do. Maybe it shouldn't surprise us, considering that some tornadoes can have horizontal winds over 200 miles per hour and extremely strong updrafts that can pick things up. One of the things that we see a lot are tractor trailers that get tossed about. At about 15 tons empty, that's pretty impressive. Let's freeze this, and I'll talk about how this happens. The tractor trailer is heavy, but it has a lot of surface. It's about 70 feet long, 13 to 14 feet high. That's a lot of area for the winds to blow against, and some of the tornado winds can get underneath. They can go upwards 100 miles per hour, lift up the tractor trailer, even make it fly. Now I'm going to show you something not as big, not as heavy, but I consider even more impressive. Look at these parking blocks. They weigh 300 pounds, and it's hard to imagine how the wind can get under them. It must take winds that are extremely strong, just within inches of the ground, to be able to begin to roll these, and then it can pick them up and toss them through the air. In most tornadoes, we think the fastest winds are really about 50 feet above ground. Blocks like these got tossed up to 50 yards. Finally, let me show you something that I consider even more incredible. Some tornadoes have even been known to scour soil right out of the ground. It's hard to understand how that could happen. You can reach down and try to pull some out with your hands, but you'll just tear up some grass. It's difficult even enough to shovel soil out of the ground. We even saw dirt get pulled out of the ground in the EF5 Smithville, Mississippi tornado back on April 27, 2011. Maybe a trench up to the width of a football field and 2 feet deep. It even tore asphalt out of a roadway surface. How do we think this can happen? A combination of wind force and pressure force. Wind force, winds unusually low right down to the ground to push on the soil, while there's a pressure force, maybe a moisture layer underneath that got vaporized pushing upward, while low pressure in the tornado pulled upward and popped the sod right out of the ground.
Amazing stuff for sure. I tell you what, let's check on the next 7 days of weather, starting with tomorrow, because we'll be focusing our attention right here in the middle of the country. Again, the threat of strong to severe storms from Texas all the way into Nebraska. Again, still watching that upper level low with a pocket of very cold air aloft, the one that brought the snow even to Denver and Salt Lake City over the last couple of days. We think this energy with the system will continue moving east, but look on Sunday. Oh, we're talking about a large area area from border to border for the most part with the scattered showers and thunderstorms. So we'll push the rain on Sunday into the Atlanta area, even though you'll have the perfect temperature of 76, in my opinion anyway. 56 Chicago with rain and temperatures in the low 60s around Minneapolis with a little bit of rain on Sunday. Monday, notice how it all heads into the northeast. And by the way, did you see the northeast should have a pretty decent weekend? So go out and enjoy, because Monday the rain will push into the Boston area, New York City, and very well could linger on Tuesday. Drying out though for you, Atlanta. What a stellar day is shaping up as we begin next week. Tuesday anyway, we're looking at 75 degrees and partly sunny skies. Here's a quick look at the forecast for Wednesday of next week. And then Thursday, well, we'll notice the moisture on the increase across parts of the lower Mississippi Valley and some wet weather scattered over a good part of the west. Keep it tuned right here. We'll be right back.
This little guy's about to make his first deposit.
We'd like to open up a savings account for him.
Yes.
Great.
Thanks to Mom and Dad and their safe driving bonus check from Allstate.
Oh, look at this. Safe driving bonus. Are you a safe driver?
Lucky little fella.
Only Allstate gives you 2 safe driving bonus checks a year for driving safe. See how much more an Allstate agent can do for you. Call 877-644-3100.
Like in most families, Dad's always the last to know.
Oh.
That's why accident forgiveness was the first thing he asked for when he switched to Allstate.
Michael James?
Middle name. Not good.
Get accident forgiveness from Allstate and keep your rates from going up just because of an accident. Find out how a local Allstate agent can help better protect your family. Call one right now. Plus, drivers who switched saved an average of $498 a year.
Just a few more ways the good hands are doing more than ever before.
See what the personal service of an Allstate agent can do for you. Call 877-644-3100.
That's looking good. So we build things to harness it.
That's awesome.
They hit the water. Game on.
Up here in Southeast Alaska, Coast Guard's last line of defense.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 88. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 73. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 89. Chance of rain 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Boston Market. New slow braised pulled pork. So tender, it falls apart. Topped with zesty barbecue or garlic citrus sauce. A bold new taste from the slow roasting experts at Boston Market.
6 smoky hours, 1 tasty dish. Slow braised pulled pork, now at Boston Market.
I'm here to test myself.
This is really pushing my limits.
I'll see you on the other side. It's the moment of truth right here.
Naked and Afraid, Discovery's groundbreaking hit, returns Sunday at 10.
Look like this, feel like this. Look like this, feel like this. With DreamWalk insoles, turn shoes that can be a pain into comfortable ones. Their soft cushioning support means you can look like this and feel like this. DreamWalk.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-866-686-7952 now.
I've never cooked Thai food in my life, and now I'm cooking it for 20 people.
The cooking club was one of the first things we tried when we moved to Del Webb.
And now it's our turn to have everyone over.
I'm finding that a kitchen and a house like this encourage you to try new things. In fact, in my new home with my new friends, I'm becoming quite comfortable, stepping out of my comfort zone.
Find the community that's right for you at delweb.com. While you're at it, schedule a visit for a day or more and meet the people who live there.
Habitat for Humanity of Palm Beach County is a nonprofit organization dedicated to bringing people together to build safe, decent, affordable housing to serve low-income and hardworking families in our community. You can help Habitat's mission through home sponsorship, monetary donations, volunteering, or by donating sellable household items and building supplies to our restores. You can learn more at habitatpbc.org.
What does it mean to just believe? It means to live your life again, to be yourself again, to start recovering from your addiction with the help of people who have been there before and who know what you're going through. So if you're struggling with alcohol or drug addiction, don't wait another minute. Just believe. Call Just Believe Recovery today at 1-855-726-6112.
It was right on top of us.
And then it hit. And we took it to the edge. Didn't give up.
All right, what you've been seeing is what you're going to continue to see, right? From La Porte, Texas to New Orleans to Mobile to Tallahassee and everywhere in between along the Gulf, you have more chances for rain, more chances for storms in the weekend as well. Not just today, but continuing for the next several days. Your risk for storms goes all the way until at least Monday. This slow-moving storm system is to blame. It's already kicking up some big storms off to the west. In fact, we have a severe thunderstorm watch across much of western and central Texas. Goes all the way through this evening until 7 o'clock. Within this zone, some big storms, right? We've got moisture overspreading the stationary front. That's also what's going to bring back that rain towards the Gulf Coast itself. But within that moisture plume, we've been seeing some storms firing off. Let's start just north of I-20 in Shackleford and Throckmorton counties. The amount of hail in this thunderstorm alone has been extremely impressive. The Doppler radar system indicating hail size 2 to 3 inches now, especially in those yellow and bright yellow colors. That's why this is getting the warning. We are seeing that chance for big hailstones around the San Angelo area and points just north of there through portions of Tom Green County. We've seen round after round of heavy rain, so a flash flood warning continues there. That goes until 3 o'clock, and with the slow-moving nature of these storms, we might see even more coming back into play. And then we've got this severe thunderstorm warning over Edwards County. But notice here, too, we've had one storm come through, a second storm coming through with the warning, a third one on its heels. So flash flooding a concern here also. And the biggest threat with both of these storms that have moved through Edwards County has been the hail. Hail size extremely impressive with both of these cells in Edwards County. Again, 2 to even 3 inch hail is not out of the question today. So keep that in mind as you make your plans. Even if that plan is just to go down I-10 or I-20, you don't want to be in your car with 2 to 3 inch hailstones pounding you. And now remember, all of these storms in between not getting warnings because they might not have the hail size yet, but lots of lightning, and every single lightning strike is severe. Lightning is not one of the things that the National Weather Service issues warnings for because every single one would thus get a warning. Number of strikes in this line, Texas, 2,439, and that's just in the past 15 minutes. So highly electrified storms along that lineup. And that's why this whole zone has this severe weather threat today. This is going to slowly migrate off towards the east. We're also watching the Gulf Coast for storms to refire and an area of low pressure in the center. Hailers and maybe even tornadoes later. So, Viv, we've got a lot to watch here in the Southern Plains.
Yes, the severe weather side, but also the winter side. Pileups, including at least 45 vehicles snarled traffic along Interstate 80 between Cheyenne and Laramie, Wyoming. These are scenes from just yesterday. Officials say drivers going too fast during the very snowy conditions may have played a role in the 3 crashes that closed the stretch of the highway for hours. Authorities say 27 people were hurt, 6 of them critically. Now, this stretch includes the highest point along Interstate 80, even higher than, say, over the Sierra Nevada, and this is the Sherman Summit area. And many closures have already occurred due to the snow and the high winds. So it's kind of a familiar spot where the high winds and that snow could really make for treacherous driving conditions. So let's talk more about that system that brought the windy and snowy conditions. We had very heavy amounts west of Denver. In fact, in the Boulder area, 19 inches of snow within the last 48 hours. Denver at the International Airport, 4.5 inches. And winter weather advisories remain in effect for some of the high elevations just west of Denver and even up to the Cheyenne, Wyoming area. And here's why. We still have that broad upper level low. This water vapor imagery shows pretty much the center of the low right here. But the thing about it is that it's not going to move much. So we have several more hours, if not at least another 24 hours to deal with widespread snow in this region. So here is a look at the forecast. In fact, you can see later on today, we still have the snow in the offing, and that'll be the case tomorrow. Slowly, that's the operative word, but surely the system will start to move on out of the way, but not before dumping off some additional heavy amounts west of Denver. Mark?
And Viv, we are still following the severe weather ongoing at this hour. It will continue through the rest of our show. Severe thunderstorm watch until 7 o'clock. Moisture flowing into that zone, and big storms have fired up. Large hail, the biggest threat. We'll update you next.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 88. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 73. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 89. Chance of rain 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Right now on Weather Center Live, the ingredients coming together. Now, we've been dealing with rain and storms all week, but now we're tracking severe weather that could last into the weekend. Will you be impacted by hailstones, high damaging winds, possibly tornadoes? We're taking you hour by hour, day by day, in just minutes.
And Viv, if it were just as severe weather, that's one thing. But how about this? That's snow, and that's a collapsed roof on top. Maybe spring, but Denver and the surrounding areas still dealing with the harsh realities of winter. And the snow, that's not finished yet. We have another weekend filled with wintry weather to tell you about, and all our coverage continues right now, right here on Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us today. A very busy day. The warnings keep coming out. I'm Mark Elliott.
And I'm Vivian Brown, but at least we made it to Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you have any outdoor plans, you might want to reconsider. We got to start out with what's going on right now so we can prepare you for what's coming ahead as well.
And here is a look at that severe thunderstorm watch that just was issued about an hour ago. It's out until 7 o'clock local time. It includes deep in the heart of Texas. There you can see. Now, a watch means that atmospheric conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms. And even though, Dallas, you're not officially in the watch, it includes surrounding areas as well. So you too need to keep an eye to the sky. Here's Mark.
And you know what, Viv? We've got a lot of severe weather to track, that's for sure. Tracking severe storms that have already begun. We start things out with what happened yesterday, because this is the same setup for today. Look at the amount of reports in from the Storm Prediction Center. Over 160 of them yesterday from the Texas coast through the state, into Oklahoma, into Kansas, into Nebraska. Most of these large hail reports, and that's already what we've seen today as well. The thing is, why this is so important is because the setup hasn't changed. We still have our cutoff area of low pressure. It's barely moving. That's just sitting and spinning for the past, 3 days now over the Four Corners region. Out ahead of it, still getting that moisture plume out of the Gulf. The Gulf of Mexico wide open for business. As you can see, the southerly winds here coming straight from the Gulf and into Texas. It's already 72 in Austin, 68 in Dallas, and it's in the 70s in West Texas as well, and then dramatically cooler once you get behind the front into New Mexico. Similar pattern with the moisture too, right? We got that moisture plume coming off the Gulf, much drier in the southwest. Both of these acting like cold fronts, both the temperature cold front and the dry line, they'll both be picking up the moisture, adding to clouds and eventually storms. So with that moist flow and up towards that cold front, we've got a line of storms that has already kicked off today. A lot of severe weather to go through. So let's start off here towards the north. This is in Texas, just north of I-20. We've had this storm now with a funnel cloud being reported. No tornado yet, but it does have that classic supercell kind of curly Q shape to it. So we're watching that carefully over Shackleford and Throckmorton County. For now, the biggest threat within here is hail. We've seen all kinds of hail within this zone. Look at this yellow color. That's indicating over 2-inch hail size within that area. Here's the Abilene area, right on I-20. There's some flash flooding going on there. And also down towards San Angelo. So big cities impacted by these lines of storms, very slow moving thunderstorms with a lot of heavy rain. So Taylor County, including Abilene, flash flood warning for you. Traveling on I-20 is going to be no picnic if you have to go through this thunderstorm activity. Then we jump down towards the south. Here's I-10, and now south of I-10 we have Edwards and Real counties, both underneath this flash flood warning. These storms had been giving us severe thunderstorm warnings because of hail also. Now that's starting to fizzle out as the tracks move on. But that said, they could refire up. So hail and heavy rain a threat there. And then again, our newest warning down near the Mexican border, Kinney, Maverick, Uvalde counties, all underneath this severe thunderstorm warning. And again, hail, lightning, heavy rain. Viv, we've got a lot to cover throughout the next several hours.
Oh, yes, we do. So let's give you more details in terms of the timing of the severe storm threat, because we want to show you the outline. Once again, the northern extent goes all the way into the south central parts of Nebraska. Here's a look at our future radar as we put it in the mode that we think will happen as we go through the next couple of hours. And we're in particular watching down here toward Oklahoma City as a line of storms could develop, say, between 7 and 10 o'clock tonight. So definitely watching the area closely, even throughout the wee hours of the morning. So in particular, Oklahoma City starting, we're thinking maybe about 7 or 8. That's when those thunderstorms could really start to fire now. So please keep an eye to the sky or keep it tuned to the Weather Channel. We will be here throughout the evening keeping you updated and keeping a close eye on the radar. Now the southern extent takes you down into Texas, much of the eastern 2/3 of the state anyway. And look at the timeline of these storms as they approach coming in from the Dallas area. We may even find a solid line, kind of a squall line developing across this area. So definitely keeping the radar turned on high gear for you, Dallas, so that we can warn you and let you know immediately if there is a watch and without a doubt a warning. Again, right now, Dallas, you're right outside of the severe thunderstorm watch, but again, keeping our eyes on it closely. San Antonio, you too, here is your timeline, your hour by hour. Maybe within the next couple of hours, those thunderstorms will start to rear their ugly head, and we'll continue right on into the wee hours of the morning. Again, that's in San Antonio. And here is a look at the hour-by-hour threat for you in Dallas. But again, we'll be here and we'll let you know immediately if there is a warning for your area. Mark?
Later on today, this is going to turn into one of the other threats. How about this video? You've just got to see it. It is one of the most picturesque versions of a tornado that we've seen in a while. It's one of the tornadoes that spun up yesterday in Texas. Our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, says it's one of at least 10 possible tornadoes that developed in 3 states. But you notice right in up towards the top of your screen, that is a rotating wall cloud, a lowered base from the rest of the cloud layer. And then out of that comes this perfect funnel shape tornado reported in the area. Viv, over to you.
That is some good stuff, Mark. And we may see those scenes very again today, and that's why we're here to keep you up to date. Now, here's some advice if you do have a tornado warning in your area. If you're in a home with a basement, avoid all windows. In fact, get into that basement and under some kind of sturdy piece of furniture. Cover yourself with a thick padding too, like a sleeping bag perhaps. Now, if you don't have a basement, then we want you to go into an interior room on the lowest floor of your home and do the same thing. Try to get under a sturdy piece of furniture and cover yourself with some steep padding. We'll be right back.
Lowe's presents How to Accidentally Invent a New Word.
This new living room is so you. It's so sophisticated. Exactly. Sophisticated.
Now get free basic installation with the Stainmaster carpet and pad purchase of $4.99 or more.
Shop Lowe's for all your spring gardening needs. Plants, tools, and the knowledgeable people who can help you spring into spring.
Quiet! Mom has a headache!
Had a headache, but now I don't. Excedrin is fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Got some work to do. If you need me, I'll be cleaning the gutters.
Today, the house won't know what hit it. Show the garage who's boss. Check.
Oh.
Put a new shine on the family wheels. Check. Tame the jungle you call a yard.
Yeah.
Check.
Nice work, guys. You earned this back. Oh, who's Jeremy? And he texts a lot.
New mobile plan?
Thank you.
Done. With everything you need for spring at Walmart's low prices you can trust every day. What project will you take on?
This is Bob. Bob's on a first date, so he's not thinking about where to buy his next set of tires. But if he were, all he'd need to know is TireRack.com. Right now, he can get a $70 Visa prepaid card when he buys a set of 4 select Bridgestone tires. For details, he'd go to TireRack.com/Bridgestone offer. But Bob's not thinking about tires. Bob's thinking, should I tell her about that thing in her teeth? TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. And then it was silent.
This was it.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 88. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 73. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 89. Chance of rain 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures, and every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
Who says desirable can't also be responsible? With 46 standard safety features, the Lexus RX is proof. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Heartburn.
Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
A message from the Pulaski Law Firm. You started there right out of high school, learned your trade and did it well. And the asbestos you handled, well, that was just part of the job. If you worked in the trades and were diagnosed with mesothelioma, get the best care available. Then call us. You may be entitled to financial compensation without ever going to court. Call 1-800-950-MESO and see how we can help. Mesothelioma. Don't fight it alone.
Once upon a time, there was a nice house that lived with a family. One day, it started to rain and rain. Water got inside and ruined everybody's everythings. The house thought she let the family down. But the family just didn't think a flood could ever happen.
The reality is, floods do happen. Protect what matters. Call 888-RAIN-973 or visit floodsmart.gov/ready to learn more.
Following severe weather, which has developed mostly in the state of Texas right now, let's bring you the latest as we track this severe threat for you that's already begun. All the way through this evening, right? Severe thunderstorm watch until 7 o'clock from the Oklahoma border to the Mexican border there in Texas. And it's all because of this. We've got moisture flowing in from the Gulf. We've got a cold front slamming into that moisture from the west. The cold front and the dry line kind of working together to pick up that moisture, make clouds and big storms. We've already seen that today. Let's talk about some of these storms in North Texas, Shackelford and Throckmorton counties. Severe thunderstorm warning for you until 1:15. Very impressive hail with that storm. In fact, we've got hail estimates near 2 inches now, at least aloft. We'll see if we get any ground truth out of those. Now, right over Abilene, a cluster of storms forming right along I-20. A terrible drive right now. Jones and Taylor counties, severe thunderstorm warning until 1:45. But also look at the amount of red on the radar. We've got lots of rain, we've got lots of hail, and hail size estimates over 2 inches. Now, if this migrates up towards Abilene and towards I-20, there's going to be a lot of car damage, a lot of window damage with that size hail, especially if you're driving at highway speed. So that's an early warning for you if those big hailstones move north just a little bit. Tom Green County over at San Angelo, we have a flash flood warning. A lot of the heaviest rain has moved out of that county. That is good news, but it's going to take a while for the water to recede, so the flash flood warning continues. How about Edwards and Real counties? Earlier, these storms were giving us severe thunderstorm warnings because of hail. Now, flash flooding is a concern across the area. And Viv, just outside Uvalde County, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning there too. Viv.
Yeah, and unfortunately, as we head into the weekend, we're anticipating these storms to still be a factor, okay? Here is the setup. We have the upper air wind flow with that jet stream flowing right across this region, but at the surface, we have the winds coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. That means we're rich in moisture in the low levels, and that alone is kind of setting the groundwork for anything to come along and kind of tap into that warm, moist, unstable air mass and create the thunderstorm activity. So the current setup is like this. Mark told us about the storms along this cold front with the upper level low and that pocket of very cold air aloft, but it is over this area that we have kind of the stationary front and where we've had just the day in and day out of showers and storms over the southeast and along the Gulf coastal states. As we hone in on this particular area, look at the slug of moisture over northern Mississippi, kind of a solid shield from Tupelo back to the Greenwood and Greenville area. And then we're picking up some heavy rain over northern Alabama, some breaks here and there, but nonetheless, Birmingham needing your umbrella for sure. And even as we take you a little farther west now, earlier we had flash flood warnings in effect over the extreme northeastern parts of Arkansas. Watching the Gulf Coast, most of those heavier showers are offshore, but we are watching just to the west of Pensacola this particular thunderstorm as it moves east. Mark?
You know, Viv, we've seen lots of flooding as of late, including here. Houston off in the distance there outside this camera, but this is LaPorte, Texas, where there has been a lot of rain, a lot of flooding already, and it doesn't take much water to really cause some catastrophic problems. And you know what, with more rain in the forecast all the way through the weekend, this is some information that you need to know about because people underestimate the power of water each and every time. Let's talk about the impacts with flooding, and it all starts with just trying to walk in it, right? Moving water, even 6 inches of flowing water, is enough to knock an adult off of their feet. That's how powerful flowing water can be. 2 feet of flowing water can float a vehicle. Each foot of water underneath your tires takes about 1,500 pounds away from the car. So 2 feet is enough to float most vehicles. And how about if that flooding is up to your house? Well, water moving at 4 miles per hour has enough force to damage or destroy a home. Hopefully we don't see that, but we've got big storms and a lot of rain. We'll show you next.
I have a video I want you to watch, and no matter what, I need you to stay focused. Don't take your eyes off the screen.
to stay focused. Text message alerts from Chevy let you send a text response at the touch of a button so you can focus on driving.
This will make it a little easier to keep my eye on the road.
It's amazing.
Earning unlimited cash back on purchases. That's a win. But imagine earning it twice. Introducing the Citi Double Cash Card. It lets you earn cash back twice. Once when you buy, and again as you pay. It's cash back, then cash back again. And that's a cash back win-win. The Citi Double Cash Card. The only card that lets you earn cash back twice on every purchase. With 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
Did you know by age 50, half of all men have an enlarged prostate? This means more urges to urinate, longer bathroom trips, waking at night to urinate, or issues with intimacy. If this sounds familiar, call us now, because we're shipping free bottles of Super Beta Prostate to viewers of this station. Super Beta Prostate is a non-prescription formula guaranteed to reduce the symptoms of your enlarged prostate. It's yours free. Pay only shipping and handling. In clinical trials, the ingredient in Super Beta Prostate was shown to reduce urges to urinate, improve bladder emptying, reduce waking at night to urinate, and improve quality of life. This Super Beta Prostate free offer is for viewers of this station, but it won't last. Don't wait.
Call right now to get your free bottle while it's still free. Call 1-800-254-0215 or visit superbeta.com. That's 1-800-254-0215.